Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the Whiskeytown Kokanee Classic post-game show. My name is Jack Campos. I'm a project manager for Anglers Atlas. I'm the one running these eCreel events. Joining me today is Dan Diaz, an angler in one of these events. And if you don't know him, take a look at the leaderboards because he's on a whole lot of them. So welcome, Dan.
Hi, how you doing? Thanks for having me back. We had a real good season out there. Had a lot of fun with the family and grandkids and everything.
Yeah, I can tell you're definitely the Diaz family is represented well on the leaderboards, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Before we jump too far into the post-game show, I want to give a quick shout out to our partners for this event. They are Phil's Propellers and Kokanee Power. Without those two, it would have been impossible to run this event. They really helped spread the word for us and get anglers like yourselves listening to sign up for the event. So we really appreciate them for that. And while we're doing thank yous, I also want to thank all of you guys, all the anglers who participated this year, second year running, and we doubled in size in anglers and we tripled in size of the fish reported, which is just amazing. And all of these report catches go to a good cause. For those who don't know, this is part of a research project, and all of these catches go directly towards helping fishery research and finding new ways that we can protect the fishery just by using the anglers and those who already enjoy the fishery. So we'll take a quick second to look through some of these awesome hero shots, and then we'll carry on. I was really, really happy with all these. Some beautiful fish and some beautiful smiles out there on Whiskeytown. Just need some inspirational music playing behind this, but we can have them add that in post. Seen a lot of features of the Diaz boat in here.
Yeah.
There's our buddy Doug.
There's Doug King, yeah.
All right, yeah, those are some awesome shots, and thanks everybody for sending those in. Makes me real happy to be able to share those with all you guys. So now we can take a look at the event stats. Like I said, this is our second year running the event, and we really took off from last year, and that's thanks to you guys. So we had 35 anglers in total reporting this year, which we could have done better on that front, but the anglers we did have, like Dan, like all the others, Ryan, Dan Nichols, were really out there fishing hard and reporting all their catches. And you can see we had 178 total trips, 21 total zeros, which is folks going out and unfortunately getting skunked, which as fishermen, we know that happens a lot, but only 21 out of 178, I'd say is a pretty good ratio. So I'd say it was a good season out on Whiskeytown. We had 691 total fish caught, which almost triples our numbers from last year. So that's awesome. 777 total hours fished and a catch rate of 0.89 catches per hour. Now with all of those catches, we can see the length distribution. We had a minimum of 8 inches, average of 13.5 inches, and a maximum of 19.8 inches. And with that big sample size that we had, you can really see a nice normal bell curve forming. So that is awesome and just what we expected. So now we'll look at the hourly breakdown. So basically what you're looking at here is a 24-hour clock with midnight at the top. So basically you can see that this was a big time morning fishery. almost all of the fishing was done between 6 and 1 p.m., but really starts to taper off around 11. And you can see by the catches graph that that matches up greatly with all the catches coming in. Seems like the sweet spot was between 8 and 11.
Yeah, it sure gets tough when it gets warm.
Yeah, I betcha. It's been warm here too. I mean, I thought Canada was supposed to be cold, but it has been in the 90s every single day. And I've been trying to do fishing of my own, and even for bass, it's real hot. So now we will get into our grand prize winners. So starting off with the most fish caught leaderboard. In third place, Owen Diaz with 55 caught. Congrats, Owen. Second place, Dan Diaz himself, 132 caught. And in first place, we have Dan Nichols, 151 total caught. You can see that folks were really out on the water this year, and we really appreciate that. Next, we will go into the big money leaderboard, our overall longest kokanee. In third place, again, Dan Diaz, 18.9 inches. Second place, Owen Diaz, 19.8 inches. And you can guess first place, it's another Diaz, Jesse Diaz, 19.8 inches. First place kokanee. Absolute tank of a kokanee. Congratulations. Now we can take a look at the full leaderboard, and it can kind of give you an idea of how close this race was. Well, first and second, Jesse and Owen leading by a significant margin, but from third to seventh, only half an inch between the four of them, five of them. So real close race. You can see we actually had a number of ties in this leaderboard. Usually we don't have this many ties, but unfortunately, when it comes down to ties, the winner is whoever submitted the fish first. So I know some people got knocked out of the money this year, and that's unfortunate, but rules are rules, and we got to stick to them. So congratulations to all of the grand prize winners. All right, and now we will get to what most people are waiting for, the angler spotlight and some tackle tips with Dan Diaz. However, before we get to that, unfortunately, our other featured angler could not make it today, but he did share some tips with me. So right now we're looking at Ryan Boss's killer corn recipe. The ingredients are white shoe peg corn, obviously, tuna oil and garlic, and part of me thinks he didn't want to include his secret ingredients because he just told me to tell all of you guys to make it your own and try your own mix of scents and dyes. Dan, do you make your own corn? You summarize the corn?
Oh, yeah. I put together a batch maybe about the last 10 years going, and it has worked, and I haven't changed it. I just went on YouTube, and there's several hundreds of recipes, and I picked a simple one, and it's all similar to what Ryan's got going right there. And mostly, it's just a tablespoon of the dyes, colors, and cure. He didn't put cure in there. I put cure, the same cure as you put on when you're making salmon roe.
Mm-hmm.
So you have longer shelf life on the corn. The cure cures it and cooks it, so it'll last. If you keep it in the ice chest, it'll last a season or 2 seasons if you don't go through it. And you can always freeze it and bring it out.
Now, is it only corn you're using to tip your baits, or you ever experiment with anything else?
No, there's other corns and little maggots that you could put on, and people, different companies make other stuff. I just had luck with the corn I make, so I haven't changed it until it stops working. Then I'll look into something else. It's been working.
I also wanted to give a quick shout out again to Ryan Boss. Pictured right here are some of his creature bugs that he shoots himself for kokanee. He also has injection molds for a number of different soft plastics for bass and kokanee. So if you're interested, I can put his contact information in the bio, and you can see his email address right there. Now we get to you, Dan. So Dan, before this call, you sent me in some of the setups that were working for you in this event, and clearly they were working for you because you're on a lot of those leaderboards we just covered. And I'm very new. I wouldn't say, yeah, I'm definitely new to kokanee fishing. Never actually done it. No kokanee around me. But I was wondering if you could maybe tell me what I'm looking at in these photos, and maybe some tips for anglers who are new to kokanee fishing like myself.
Okay, those there, all the Dodgers are Paulina Peak Dodgers is what I usually run. A few other ones, Dragonfly Dance Dodgers and Sling Blade sometimes, but mostly Paulina Peak Dodger is the best. And then those are hand-tied tube flies that I got into a couple years ago. I tie them and I just put a moon jelly spinner in front of them. I have the Vetter fly, I have the Wonder Bread fly, and then some of those other skirts are hoochie skirts, 1.5-inch hoochie skirts, and I just tie colored hooks and glow beads with them. Just try to match everything up with the Dodgers, and it seems to work.
All right, and one thing that sticks out to me for kokanee against bass, usually with bass, you're trying to, what they say, match the hatch. So you're using a lot of natural colored things, a lot of green pumpkins, June bug type colors. Kokanee, it seems you're using the brightest colored under the rainbow. So what are some reasons behind that?
Well, the thing is, a kokanee, they're not feeding. They're not hitting that lure to eat it. They feed on plankton, so they think it is an insect that's eating their food source, the plankton. So that's why they hit it to kill it. That's why it makes them so aggressive on the hit and stuff. And the brighter colors and the spinner, I guess, makes it more like an insect bug in the water, and they don't want it losing their food source, so they kill it. That's what they're doing.
Sort of reminds me to fishing for bedding bass, but I know that's sort of a thing from the blast from the past. I don't think it's super very favorable now. I remember back in the olden days fishing for bedding bass, but I don't think that's looked upon too happily anymore.
Yeah.
When you are fishing for kokanee, what would you say is the most important thing? Would you say, well, I guess it's probably a combination of these things, but what comes to mind for me is depth, color, scent, and speed.
Speed is so important, and you could see them on a graph, schooled up and stuff. But when we start at the beginning of the year, they're right. Sometimes you don't even get it on the downriver. We're fishing 10 feet, 5 feet down. They're right on top. And towards the end of the summer, see, like right now, we're 65, 70 feet deep with them. You just follow them down once you get them. But as it gets warmer, every week or two, they'll go down another 5 feet. They like the 52 to 56, 54-inch temperature, so you just follow that temp down wherever that's at. But speed is really important. 1.3 to 1.5 is what I go miles per hour, and 1.4 is the perfect speed. If you could keep it like right there, you very seldom catch them going faster. And just the colors. Once you find a color, I run four downriggers on my boat, and once you find what they want, certain days they'll want it. The next day they won't hit that same lure. You find what they want and then give it to them. All four of them the same if you have to.
That's some great tips, and clearly it's been working for you, and it's been working for the whole Diaz family. So you saw Jesse and Owen up there on the leaderboard. Is that their first time winning some money from doing fishing?
Owen fished last year with me, and he won a few of the categories. And then this year he just really wanted to fish more. And Jesse has moved up to the Reading area where we're at here. So he fished only a couple times with me. But yeah, Jesse's my son, and Owen's my grandson, and Marty's my wife, and Christina, and they're all family. But we go out on the boat, and I set out the 4 downriggers, and we take turns on each fish. Who goes first? I usually go last because it's youngest first. Owen's always first fish until we get all of us get all our fish, and I always get the last one, which puts me in, like you said, it's better to post them as soon as you get them, because that's a tiebreaker. That's Owen got me on a couple because we had the same amount of fish, but he posted his 5 probably first. So he got that bye week, I think. It's all for fun. It just makes it so much fun.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do here. Seems like great family outings out there on the water, so we're happy we can contribute to that.
Yeah, but it's always swimming and ice cream after we go fishing, so it really makes a nice day. Get home and check the leaderboard right away and see if we're up there yet.
Oh yeah, and I'm sure that prize money goes a far way for Owen. That's a whole lot of toys he's going to be buying.
He's already got his eye on a new Lamaglass Kokanee rod and a reel. He likes color red, so Lamaglass makes a nice Kokanee ultralight rod for him. We're going to get that for him first thing.
Right on. Now he's addicted.
Oh yeah, he helps me design and tie all these lures too. Some of his colors we put together, and it's fun when you make a lure and it works.
Well, yeah, I think that unless we have any other things you'd like to cover so far, that was the end of my slides. Everybody should go check out the eCreel Facebook page. That's where this will be posted. Clips from this show will be posted, as well as a bunch of other highlights from the event, angler spotlights, hero shot features, everything like that can be found on the eCreel Facebook page.